Okay, guys, so we'll be looking at the majors real quick. So on Sunday, I said I was looking to see some type of rejection off this 4-hour order block and this retracement. And I mentioned how I would look for sells once I see a confirmation. And what happened was price was just consolidating. There was really no sell setups. So I did not take any sells. And then during Asian session, I believe, price, or the next London session, price just came up. And I believe it came to target this fair value gap. And now we can see we are at a breaker block and a 4-hour order block level. But what I like more is GU, because GU, as we can see here, there's a high right here and there's a low right here. And we can see this as a pretty clean retracement back to this daily order block and to this 79 level. So I mean, last week I was caught in the retracement and I was looking for sells. So I did not end in a profitable week last week just because I was caught in the retracement. But if we can start to see a rejection off this level and continue on, then we can start to have a profitable week and continue passing these challenges. So what I'm looking at is for tomorrow New York session is for price to be somewhere around this level, somewhere indicating that price did reject off this daily order block and at this retracement level, and that we can see a rejection towards the downside. So once I receive that confirmation, tomorrow New York kill zone area, I'll be looking for sells. And I saw this fair value gap in here, so possibly we can come down to this fair value gap. But as of right now, I'm really liking this on the daily time frame. This could be the retracement to the downside, continuing the downside, because look, we are still bearish after all. Price, look how bearish we are. And now once we do break this high, then I would start thinking, okay, something is up, we might be bullish now. But as of right now, this is a clean retracement. In my eyes, this is a really clean retracement. And on the DXY, we can see this order block, this daily order block right here. We can see this as a support level. And price came to fill in this fair value gap on the weekly. We see a weekly order block. Daily, we can see this as support. So if price does reject and we receive that confirmation, then we can start continuing the sell and start profiting and end the week in profits. But for now, this is what I'm expecting. Like I mentioned before, as traders, our goal is not to predict the future, but to react to levels and profit off that. So that will be all for this video. Just a quick video on what I'm looking at. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow on Discord, and I'll notify you guys on what I'm looking at for New York. But as of right now, nice retracement back to this area. EU, I guess this can be some type of breaker block, but I'm not too. I feel more confident on GU being at a nice level. To sell. So that'll be all. This is what I'm looking at for today. We do have this fair value gap in here. So like I said, we are looking for some type of confirmation that we are rejecting off this level, or else price can come down to this fair value gap down here. If price does not reject, if tomorrow during New York kill zone we're not around like this area up here and there's no indication of rejection, then then I wouldn't look for sells on EU or GU. I would just wait for price to fill in this fair value gap and see what it wants to do. So we should be wary of this fair value gap in here too. But personally, I think that we can see some type of rejection off this level just because of how GU is at a clean retracement level. So that's all for today. I'll catch you guys on another day. Okay guys, so for this video, we will be doing a weekly recap. This week I had a great week. Even though it was NFP week, and usually on NFP weeks and FOMC weeks, I don't trade as much. I mentioned on Monday's or Tuesday's weekly outlook video how price action was very clean, and I was expecting price to reject off certain areas, and that's exactly what price did. So price rejected off this DXY level. I mentioned how GU was the cleanest, how price retraced back to this area and how I was expecting a rejection off this area. Some of you guys even sold at this area and placed your stop loss above the high, which 90 pips is pretty crazy because for me, on average, my trades, I'm not swing trading. My trades stop losses are between 15 to 30 pips on average. Maybe might go 5 below or 5 above, but on average it's around that area. And I also mentioned I wanted to see a rejection off this area to confirm that we are now bearish. And I said once price rejects off this area and I start seeing sell setups, I'll start selling. And what did price do? Price rejected, came back, retraced to this 15-minute order block. Now, I did not sell at this area because, yeah, it was 21. So this was at 9 p.m. 21 is 9 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 8, 9 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere around there. So, and usually I don't trade at that. I don't trade around 9 p.m. I'm usually up at 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. But sometimes I might stay up for the night if I see a very clean setup forming or something like that. If I see a clean setup forming, I'll stay up and see if price comes to entry. But usually I'm up at 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. So price rejected off that area and I was waiting for more sell setups, for more clean sell setups, and I saw this one. So price came to our 15-minute order block. And not only that, on the 5-minute, we can see it took out these highs, came to this 15-minute order block. And what had actually happened was price missed my entry for this one. Price missed my entry by 1 or 2 pips. I remember that. I was not really frustrated because this has happened to me so many times. Like I mentioned, I've been trading for 4 years now. And these scenarios happens to every traders where price almost comes to entry and then hits stop loss. Or maybe price is 1 pip away from TP and then comes to your break even or stop loss. But sometimes the good happens where price is 1 pip away from your stop loss and hits your TP. So I knew that I just have to accept it because I'm a trader. Like, this is what happens. It doesn't just happen to me. It happens to every single trader where something as ridiculous as this happens. So I accepted that. I even put it on my live. So this is a Discord that comes with the course. This is basically my live 400k account. This is not a challenge. This is my live account. So I show how I manage my accounts. I show my profits, my losses for the end of the trading day. And how I manage this account is in the funded account video in the course. So yeah, so if you guys want to look at this, so my risk 0.5% for, so my first trade was good, and then I just got caught in the retracement last week. So last week I had a bad week, and I ended with a negative. What I ended with negative 1.8%, and as we like, my price action was decent, even though it was a retracement because I just got stopped out over, like, look at this. Like, I got wicked out for this trade and then it hit my TP. But like I said, these scenarios happen as traders and we just got to accept them. Just remember that this doesn't just happen to you. It happens to every single trader. Something like this. You get wicked out, it hits your TP. It happens to everyone, not just you. So I was down negative 1.8% for the week. And I also mentioned in the course how there are weeks where we do good, there are weeks where we do bad, there are weeks where we do phenomenal, and there are weeks where we do horrible. But as long as we have our system that differentiates us from amateur traders, because our system prepares us for the bad weeks, for the horrible weeks, whereas the amateur traders, on the good weeks or on their perfect weeks, they make a lot of profits, but on their bad weeks or horrible weeks, they lose all their profits and even blow their accounts. So that's why there's a difference between being a profitable trader and a consistently profitable trader. A consistently profitable trader, like I mentioned in our system video, even if we have a losing streak, which every trader has, our system does not allow us to reach the point where we can't recover our accounts. Most amateur traders, most traders, if they have a 4 or 5 losing streak, they reach a point in their account where they can't recover anymore, where they lost so much, where they're psychologically stressed. But whereas for us, we consistently profitable traders, a 4 to 5 losing streak, yeah, we might be down 1%, 2%, but we can still recover. It doesn't affect us as much. And our trading psychology is still decent. It's still good enough to produce results. So that's what I mentioned in that course. So basically, going back to GU. So I said how price hit my stop loss, sell limit by 1 pip, 1.12878. 1.12878. Yeah, see, as you can see, my entry was like literally like 1 pip. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Let me see. Now I'll show the EU sell in a bit. So yeah, that's what happened. So I missed this entry. However, I still stayed, and for my challenge or my verification, I was able to continue selling this order block right here, and it was actually a 5-minute breaker block that I sold. So like I said, I'll continue the trend, look for sell setups. A breaker block was formed, entered right here perfectly, and price came down in my TP. And many times people will ask me, oh, let me see your trade setup. If I show them just this, they'll be like, oh, you got an order block. No, there was so much more. Like I mentioned in the past, on Monday and Tuesday's weekly outlook, we're looking at the higher time frame, we're looking for rejection, we're following the trend, we're doing everything. We have so much more confirmation. If I were to just show this to my social media, they'll be like, oh, you got into a 15-minute order block. Nice. No, that's not all it was. There was a bunch of confluences that led me to sell. So anyway, I got in here. Let's look at EU now. Now EU was a little more, I was not able to catch that many trades in EU. So like I mentioned on EU, on Mondays or Tuesdays weekly outlook, I was looking for price to reject off this level in the 4-hour breaker block, and price did exactly that. And so price rejected, came down. I was looking at price reject this 15-minute order block. We can see how price continued down. So there was this, as you can see, a triple top in here, but I was just so bearish considering GU and DXY. So I just sold at the 15-minute order block. And for one of my challenges or verification, I sold right here. I just kept selling at the order blocks, and eventually I passed my challenges and my verification. So I took EU, W, GU, and I was even waiting for price to come back to this 15-minute order block to continue the sells. And like I mentioned in Mondays and Tuesdays video, if price rejects off this level, it's time to have a profitable week, and it's time to pass these challenges and verification. And as we can see, I was able to pass my verification for True Forex Fund. Is there any information that revealed? Nope, nothing's revealed. And that is basically what happened for this week. I had a very good week. Last week I had a bad week. This week I had a good week. And that's how trading is, as we can see. So what am I going to look for next week? So next week, let's see. We could possibly see this liquidity being grabbed here but then again, price already rejected off that level. Actually, I'll do a weekly outlook on Monday. For now, we'll just wrap this up with the weekly outlook. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? So very good week. Yeah, so I said how price missed my entry by 1 pip. If price would have hit my entry, I would have been back at break even. But for now, I'm still down 1% on my 400K live account. And I'm down 1%, but I'm able to pass these challenges and verification. And that's all. I'll catch you guys maybe tomorrow or Monday for my weekly outlook for next week. So that's it.